a small hut on the outskirts of Tecpan, Guatemala, Sylvia, a 10-year-old Maya Indian girl, helps her mother to wash the dishes for breakfast. The open fire of the stove feels good in the coldness of the early morning. Mother Nicolasa has warmed up the atoll, a thick, nutritious drink made of corn. And pupils have to come to school with their hair well combed. Sylvia, Maria Cristina and Juliana make their way to the elementary school. Karina will arrive later. The fact that poor children, mainly girls, are going to school is not usual in Guatemala. Sylvia and her sisters are going to the bilingual school Maya Ishmucane. It's financed by the German Von-Brauck-Foundation. Is there anyone who hasn't combed their hair? Are there any lice in their hair? All these things may happen from time to time. The song about lard, which lubricates the stiffest joints, awakes even the most tired pupil of the 3rd class. Different from national schools, the children here also learn to do sums in the way their Maya forefathers did. The system is based on the human body, explains the teacher, Alicia. 4 fingers from 1 to 4, and the thumb and the forearm build number 5, so 4 points and a bar. Okay, did you understand? Now it's your turn. They count in Caxical, one of 21 Maya languages existing in Guatemala. What is special about this school? We ask the principal, Kalel, who himself is Maya. The special thing with this school is that we revive the values of the Mayan culture. For example, the Caxical language in the bilingual lessons. We teach Mayan mathematics, as well as the ethic values and the original culture of our Mayan ancestors. The school was created for poor children, mainly natives. Why? Because they need it, and also have a right to education. It's sweet corn atoll that's bubbling, prepared and seasoned with a stick of cinnamon by the cook and cleaning lady, Olga. One class after the other comes to collect the nourishing drink. National schools have no money for free school meals. Thanks for the atoll god Ajao, the children are praying. For some children, this drink is the first food that gets to their stomach today. 25% of the children in Guatemala are undernourished. 80% live in misery. Today is a day of exams. In order to assure that nobody copies from their neighbour, it's necessary to bring the desks outside. For a long time, the rented facilities have been too small for the 150 pupils. The Ishmucane school has such a good reputation that families who are not so poor want to register their children too. The child that finishes is allowed to go to the playground. The last pupils are still pondering over their exercises, in a place which, in the past, was used to dry black beans. The Guatemalan law lays down 6 years of compulsory school attendance. Despite this, the rate of illiteracy is above 30%. Just a quarter of the total number of schools in Guatemala is at the disposal of the rural population, which represents more than 60% of the country's inhabitants. Many children leave school because they have to go to work. The lucky ones are those children who work only in the afternoon, just like William, who has 8 brothers and sisters. How long does he take to get to school? About 1 hour by bicycle. Do you like to go to school? Yes, I do. Learning is easier by singing a song about Japan and China, plants and animals, about anything and everything under the sun. Donna Natividad is the chairwoman of the board of directors of the Association Ishmucane and one of the very few music teachers in Guatemala. Today she's trying out new flutes with the 4th class, a gift of the children's relief organisation UNICEF. Otherwise, the school is financed by the donations of the Von-Brauck-Foundation, and it's directed by Guatemalan people. Misunderstandings only occur on few occasions. With some practice, patience and sensibility, Germans as well as Guatemalans learn from each other. Computer lessons, with the only computer at school, are voluntary. According to the children, the school should have 10 of them. Also, the Maya Indians wish to have computers in order to face the future with confidence. Click, open. Click, close, orders Principal Kalel. Music and computer lessons, or Maya's arithmetic, are not included in the educational program of national schools. But of course, the children at Ishmukane also learn all the subjects laid down by the government. Teachers' conference and duty break under the canopy. All the teachers are Mayan and natives of this town. They do their work with great idealism for little money. However, one of them isn't here. It's teacher Mina, an individual fighter. A short time ago, he started teaching in Santa Elena, a subsidiary of Ishmukane up in the mountains. If his borrowed motorcycle refuses to do its job, it takes him 4 hours to walk there. He is the first teacher to teach on this finca, a large-scale landholding, processing precious wood. Actually, it would be up to the owner, known as patron, to set up a school for the children of his workers. At least, the patron provides the classroom, even the books and the exercise books. Nobody up here would be in a position to pay for them. The children, aged from 6 to 12, who go to school, are very shy. First of all, teacher Mina has to freshen up his knowledge of the Kakshikal language. Nobody in this place spoke Spanish before he arrived. He puts his heart and soul into being a teacher. If someone is bored, well, that's his own fault. It's not easy to make the silent children of the mountains sing and march. Exercise is often necessary, if only to warm oneself up at an altitude of 2,800 meters. 35 children registered for the first school year. 25 of them want to continue. Their parents are illiterate, earning about €50 a month in their job as forest workers. The children work for the patron too. They pack sawdust and tree seedlings. Since the Von-Brauck-Foundation is providing the teacher, the patron pays their wage also during lessons. A little progress. While knotting a belt, Sylvia's grandmother Paula is telling stories of the old days, when all the women were knotting their blouses, called huipiles. She's very happy that Sylvia is allowed to go to school in her costume, instead of having to wear a uniform, as is the case in other schools. It's by the pattern of the huipiles that people recognize the village one comes from. The costume forms part of the Maya's culture, and the school is attaching great importance to it. When Sylvia's mum gets home from work, she asks what the day at school was like. Sylvia is telling her about the lesson of Maya mathematics. She and Maria Cristina are the best pupils in the class. We know that we are very poor, but at least my husband and I have made every effort to enable our daughters to go to the elementary school. The headmaster has always helped me, and so has the promoter of the school. He's already been to visit us and has encouraged us. Education is very useful. I hope they will hold out. Because if a woman is seeking employment and can neither read nor write, then she won't find it. And Sylvia, what does she want to be when she grows up? Teacher. But the Von-Brauck-Foundation has further projects for Guatemala. On this plot of land on the outskirts of Tecpan, they are planning to build a model school, which will put an end to the cramped conditions of the school of Ishmukane. Solemn signature of the contract in October of 2003. The foundation gives its promise to continue supporting the school for the next 10 years, and the board of directors of the association Ishmukane will become the operating authority of the new school. These things really deserve big applause. Of course, all this is still in the air. At the end of the school year, the certificates are still awarded in the patio of the old rented house. Children who proudly receive their preschool certificates. They walk in a parade wearing their costumes, which at other schools would be the reason for discriminating them as stupid Indios. At Ishmukane, they learn that ancient and modern times go well together. Nobody will find it easy to prevent the children from continuing on their way towards education, a way that they can go, thanks to German friends, and without which the evolution of peace in a poor country like Guatemala is unthinkable.